It's that time again. It's time for another Saturday night special where we talk about everything rockhounding related. Well, I must say, this pecan pie porter tastes like a candy bar in a can. Well, this past week, going out to the Hells Canyon Rock and Gem Club show down in Lewiston, Idaho, was a blast. And when we were down there, we picked up a couple of things to give away for those that made it to the end of that video. We got this template and a couple of slabs from the Yellowstone River out there in, I guess you could say central Montana, central eastern Montana. And I did a random comment picker from all the people that left comments on that Hells Canyon video and put in the hashtag Hells Canyon. And our winner is Lori Hackett. Lori, go ahead and shoot me an email, currently rockhounding@gmail.com, and I will get these mailed out to you. When we were at the show, I did pick up 2 of the gem templates. There's actually 3 in the set. So now I have a blue one, which this is very cool. Very happy to have this. I have I guess you could say it, the gold one, the bronze one. They also have a red one, and I cannot seem for the life of me to locate a red one. If anybody out there has an extra red one that goes with this set, well, please let me know. I'm in the market for one. I know usually people don't have extra templates just sitting around, but it was I would like it. I would like it. So I also did pick up a couple of slabs there. That's kind of fun. You know, they're very cheap. I do think that there's a number of things that can be taken away from the shows. First off, being able to see people that you already know, meet people that maybe, I don't know, you can meet in kind of a more passing fashion. Let's say like talking to vendors. People will strike up conversations with you, and it's not just because I have the YouTube channel, although it is always cool and people come up and they'll watch the channel. But Jeremiah was there, Ragnar Rocks, my buddy Curtis was there. I got to meet Patrick. Some of you watch Patrick's channel, and I'll drop a link down to all of those guys, their socials on down below. But it's cool to go there and socialize, meet some of the different vendors. There's a number of really good vendors there that had some excellent deals. When we go to these shows, I really try to be very picky. I already have so many rocks. I'm normally in the market for stuff like this, like rock-related things, maybe motors, books, things like templates, stuff more in that sense than I am the actual rock. The cases are interesting because you can learn so much about the area material generally. My buddy Frank asked what I thought made a good case, and I think a good case at a show has to have a couple of things. First off, it has to have labels, okay? It can even just be a handwritten label, but all the specimens in a display case should be labeled. Just because I might know what something is, or you might know what something is, doesn't mean everybody's on the same kind of knowledge level, and labels are good. And then I think there needs to be a theme. All cases need to have a theme. Now, the theme could be rocks from your state, rocks from your county, all pyrite, all fluorite, something, some type of overarching theme to a case at a show, and then some little educational bit. It could be as simple as you like cutting and pasting something from like Wikipedia that relates to it. Like, let's say you're doing all like rose quartz, right? Like, what's the information about rose quartz that you could kind of put out there, like in a nice little paragraph, and like paste that in the case so that people can walk up and be like, oh, all of this stuff has this topic or subject in common, and here's a little information to read, and oh, here's a look, like there's you know, here's quartz and rose quartz, and here it is, and it's rough, and then, oh, here, oh, look, it looks great polished. Oh, they made a cabochon out of it, or a jewelry or something, so that there's like, you're telling a little bit of a story with your case. Those are the best cases. When we go to a show, those are the cases that people stand at. And I think that's a good tell as far as what makes something good. Yeah, that. After the show, we went and did a little bit of rockhounding, and of course, Patrick comes driving by, and it was cool to be able to hit a road cut with him and hang out some. I will drop a link down below to the video that he put up. I didn't make a video, but I did do some collecting of basalt with different zeolites in it, which I'm going to use on a later project. And also, I mean, we are pushing into winter now, which means I'm going to have plenty of time in the shop and up in the office at the microscope, and having plenty to look at is always a good thing. I think at shows, now just my opinion, I look for bins, so and I look for things that generally people don't care about as much as some of the more finished materials. So, you know, slabs for $0.25, 50 cents, $1, $2. Anything that's like a screaming good deal like that, I think is good, especially since I have the ability to work material. I really stray away from people that have just like tables of imported stuff, you know, like the towers and different things like that, like all the spheres. That's fine if people are into that. It's just not something that really interests me a whole lot. So I'm really there to bargain hunt and find stuff like this that is hard to come by. And of course, like if there's any just general deals that pop out, like we looked at some of the different thumbnails. I love a good thumbnail. And speaking of good thumbnails, I received a little care package this week from my buddy Will. Now, some of you know Will. Manistee Rocks. I covered up that's a piece of tape covering up his phone number. I'm not gonna blow up the guy. Put him out there. He sent a number of lovely little specimens. Look at that beautiful piece of calcite. Very nice. Not very UV reactive. Not all calcites are going to be very UV reactive. I actually checked all of the things that he sent. He sent a couple of thumbnails, which I love a good thumbnail. This one was not mounted. Mounted this one myself, and I added my provenance to it because it is a forever thumbnail. So this diopside from Russia, that's all I know about it. But very, very cool. Very green. Very green. Very lovely piece. The other two that he sent do have provenance with them. But generally speaking, I get rid of these if I get anything. I'm just not a fan of like putting the URL, and it's from a company. If this was from an individual's collection, I would be more apt to like save these and like tape it on to the specimen cases and replace it with, you know, my own cards in here. But look at that piece of fluorite. That is beautiful. There we go. Lovely, lovely specimen. There's just something about a good thumbnail. I don't know. It's like just a nice, neat little package, I guess. It's easy to maintain. They're clean. They're mounted. This is something that I don't have a whole lot of international things in the collection, but very cool. The Goshenite, the black tourmaline. The black tourmaline is just kind of, you can kind of see it there on the back. But very cool. I might remount these two so they're more even in their thumbnail cases. A couple of people have asked about these. So these little thumbnail cases are actually called a Perky box. And if you're in the market for them, you can find them all over the place. But some places, they do like a resell on them. So they buy them bulk and then retail them out, and they get expensive. They're like, some of the prices that people put on them is ridiculous in my opinion. The best deal that I have found, and I have no affiliation here, that's not like a paid plug. Tucson store fixtures online. They have the best deals that I can find on Perkies, and yeah, you can get them with the foam, without the foam, and they do have the original Perky size, and then more, I guess how you could say it, some of the on-traditional Perky sizes. So if you're interested, they seem like the best deal out there. I would like to have a little bit of a continuation of last week's conversation about money, about the cost of Lapidary. There is a lot of great comments, So I do think I want to just kind of address some of the stuff because there is some recurring themes to some of the comments. So with Lapidary, with these machines, like your slab saws, your cab machines, whatever, even like the high-tech stuff, a lot of other hobbies are very, very, very expensive. A couple that come to mind that I have some knowledge of would be, I've known somebody that played golf, and golf can get very, very expensive, right? And there's obviously a big range, but if you buy clubs, clubs don't last forever. The bag, a lot of people are paying course fees and memberships, and then some people have their own golf cart and then a trailer for it. That's a lot of money. Skiing, snowboarding, winter sports, you gotta have a winter capable vehicle, mountain passes, you're buying new boards, new skis, boots, bindings, all the winter gear, very expensive, and the stuff wears out. Karen from Ozone Fine Arts, she left a comment and she was mentioning kiteboarding as a good example. Like, you use your kite for a while and then it's just like it wears out, and that makes sense. Like, a lot of these hobbies, they have this like big recurring purchases, which we don't really have that. I mean, you can look at maybe the saw blades and the oils and the expendables, but for the most part, you get a good machine, and the good machine stays a good machine. And then you also have the potential of resell, which could be factored in here. Even buying these things new, they definitely hold their value, and in some cases have appreciated, which that you can't say that about a lot of other stuff. I think somebody left a comment about archery. Like, your bow generally doesn't appreciate in value over time. It decreases. So that's a factor at play here. A couple of people left comments about using these things to make money, and I think that's not necessarily easy. A lot of people in the rock world have this idea of like, okay, I'm going to get these machines, and then I'm going to start cutting and polishing rocks, and then I'm going to make money, and it's going to be awesome. And that's easier said than done, right? There's so many people failing at that, or in no way will they ever repay the expense of those machines. It's just not going to happen for them. They just don't do the volume, and they don't have the consistency, and they just aren't doing anything that special. I don't want to run people down, but in the free market, that happens. I will say the people that I see doing the best at this are people that have both been doing it a long time and treated this lapidary thing as a hobby first and then transitioned it into something profitable or even semi-profitable. Also, keeping your overhead in life, your overhead costs down, is really good. I don't think it's very doable for hardly anybody if you have a big mortgage payment, you're making a car payment, 2 car payments, maybe you have kids, you have all these other things calling for your money, and to be able to match that doing lapidary work, not going to happen for most people. I generally see people doing good, at shows and different things like that are older, have a lot of experience. They don't have a mortgage. They probably own a vehicle outright. They're empty nesters, so they don't have children that they have to care for. But this idea that your machines just make you money is not, I think it lacks nuance. It lacks nuance. I would definitely love to do some sit-down interviews in the future with people that have been successful at this and have made it their full-time, primary source of income, like cutting and polishing rocks. And I intend on doing that. So if that's you, definitely reach out to me, especially if you live in the Pacific Northwest. That would make my life way easier. But yeah, it's a fun idea to think about, lapidary being an investment and you're going to work with rocks and make money. It just, man, I don't know. It seems difficult, I guess. Seems difficult. Well, I think we'll leave this one here, everybody. Lori, send me an email. I'll get you your winnings. If there's a red template out there, one of these red templates, well, I know I'm pointing at something blue, but the red one, please shoot me an email. Maybe we can make a deal. Well, thanks for coming by, hanging out with me in the shop, everybody. I appreciate you, and I will catch you on the next video.